It worked.
Yes. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for your patience as we still deal with technological problems. Hence the name of the show. We're very thankful for all of you. And I want to say especially thank you to Siad for putting all this together. If you don't know, Siad lives in Austin and hasn't had water for 2 days. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't be here tonight if I was in her position. So shout out to Siad for manning the ship for us and being an expert in all of our weird technological problems and the better half of the duo in general. So much love to Siad, everyone. I'm super happy that our first artist of this series could be Rheonna. I know her from her having applied for some grants to the Fund for the Arts back when I was working there, and from having seen her poetry pop up around town. And we're super glad that we could have someone who's kind of local to all three of us from back when Siad used to live here too. And we're super glad that this person's not a musician because we have a lot of musicians. So I think we're super thrilled to have, and we're really excited to hear what you have to say. So without any further ado, please welcome to our digital stage, Rheonna Nicole.
Hey, wow. All right. As you stated, my name is Rheonna Nicole, and I am a spoken word artist from Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm going to do some poems for y'all tonight. I'm nervous. Like I haven't performed, done anything like in months. It's been so much. It's been some time. And then they mentioned that I was just gonna be, my face was just gonna be here. I wasn't gonna see anybody. You know how like Zoom is. I wasn't gonna see anybody. Kind of, it's just me and these poems. I feel like I don't know, like a confessional, like some type of reality show or something. Like, but anyway, so about me, I'm 30-some years old. I have an amazing daughter. I have been doing poetry. I've been doing spoken word for about 7 years now. 7 years. But I've been writing like a lot of us since I was like 8. And but I really took a strong liking to performance, slam poetry. Like I love me some slam. I love me some slam poetry. And that's pretty much just competitive spoken word. But as I began writing and performing, I started finding my niche, my voice, what it is that my poetry says, and what it is that I want to convey and get my word across with my poetry. So a lot of my poems, it's black as hell. Like I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm black. It's black as hell. It's fat as hell. You're gonna get these stretch mark poems. You're gonna get these fat poems. It's very woman, very, very empowering, and it's just me. It's raw and it's authentic, and we're gonna spend a little bit of time. Ain't gonna keep you long. Ain't gonna keep you long in my little confessional. Dang, I wish I. It just reminds me of like Big Brother or something. Like that's what this reminds me of. I'm trying to start an alliance with Josh, but anyway, I make myself laugh. Anyway, so I'm gonna start this off with one of my favorite poems. Called My Name. When I was in the 3rd grade, Rheonna was not popping like it is now. That name was not popular. Was not like that. But so I had this extremely like, oh my goodness, I had the whitest teacher, the whitest of the whitest teacher, and she just did not want to pronounce my name, didn't care to learn it. It was too difficult. She couldn't get it right. she just was she just decided that, okay, I'm not going to call you by your name. I'm just going to call you by your last name, which is Thornton. And when you're young, you don't really think about. I was 8 years old. You don't really think about the effects of that as you get older, and it's just something that's always been an issue. People have always like mispronounced my name, and it's just something that I decided I really wanted to write a poem about it. So here we go. Oh, so I was told already that I don't have to be professional. I should just real chill, laid back vibe. So I'm not gonna be that. No, okay. This here goes out to every ethnic man, woman, a child that has to put their name on sale because you couldn't afford it at full price. For those names that ring bells and sirens in the streets, blood names stains on concrete, for the names that sound like the melody of barbed wire fences being cut open to get across the borderline. For the names that sound like hotel maids, green cards, and deportation crimes, for the names that have grown cold. Sound like high IQs, chicken fried rice and egg rolls off your tongue if you say it correctly. For the names that are tightly wrapped in scripture, Hebrew prophets and prayers, for the names that were born to be game changers, those fighting names, black, red, yellow, and green names, Power Rangers, for the names that have been wrongfully imprisoned, for the names that you refuse to say, for Sandra, Rakia, Michelle, Yvette, Melissa, Tatiana, Corinne, Shelly, Danisha, Miriam, Brianna, and more and more and more, for our ancestors' names that have been buried in a watery grave at the bottom of the Atlantic. My name be Rheonna. Speak it without hesitation. I shine brighter than a pop star. I'm a bedazzled constellation in ebony gold galaxy, light years ahead of its time. It ain't no Ray, Rue, or Ro. You know your name, and you will too. Don't catch an attitude with me when I correct you. You better Respect the name. If you can't pronounce it, ask me. Call me Miss Thornton if you're nasty. My name black and bold like its owner. It ain't never been afraid of no job application. My name good. It's brave. It make white teachers sweat. My name live free without no regrets. See anything negative about my name, child, disregard for those. Well, why couldn't your mama name you something easy? Because she knew my life would be nothing less than hard. So give them something beautiful to listen to, yet complicated like hieroglyphics in a bed full of nails, but burn them like hot coals on bare feet, with a mixture of a mother's love and a daddy's strength. You see, some say it's just a name, and what's the big deal? Well, allow me to be honest with you and keep it real. See, my people been called every single name under the sun: black, boy, mammy, monkey, coons, niggas. When you've been stripped of everything, you ain't got nothing to lose. So let's pick a name out the start and line up. Human would do. I wonder what was Harriet's real name. Was it Resilient, Shiro, or maybe even Courageous? Side note, call me a bitch. Just black eyes gonna become contagious. Don't judge a name by its cover. It's elementary, something we all should know. I could have 20 letters in my name, so make me loud, ratchet, or even ghetto. Look, bottom line, don't suffocate our names so you can breathe easy. Our names are golden coal mines, diamonds buried in the motherland, soil, earth's precious gems, priceless titles to our bodies, not loans. You better get hooked on phonics or ebonics with that stone. Sound it out if you have to. For every Ika, Isha, Malik, Akbar, or Lopez, we could have been something simple, but unique fits us better because we is kind, we is smart, we is important, child, we special. So when others see that delicious explosion of letters, let their tongues wrestle. Treat our names like the word of God and wrap your lips around it. And don't initial our names so you can avoid sounding dumbfounded. Because if you don't get it right, well, then you just dead wrong. Because at the end of the day, if a man ain't got nothing left, well, at least he got his name to stand on. So for all those, I don't remember faces, Well, wait, I don't remember names, just faces. Well, you gonna learn today because you just heard something amazing, and don't misplace it because my name is Rheonna, and that is a piece. So, um, after I wrote that piece, because I had like a couple other pieces I've been writing, like usually as an artist, you want to dig a little deeper, write a little bit more, for a while. Like I found myself writing about the same thing, um, and which is okay because you write what you know, you write what's familiar to you or whatever. But I just felt like I think I can go deeper, and I went through a lot of different experiences that helped me to write deeper. A lot of experience that helped me to write deeper. But so this poem in particular that I'm about to do, as I mentioned before, a lot of my poems are fat. Um, it is what it is because that's me. That's a part of my identity. Well, that's just I was going to say my identity almost caught me. That's just it's something I've always been like. I've always been a chunky little girl, and then as I got older, yeah. But anyway, so in the process of learning who I am as an artist and who I wanted to speak on behalf and finding my voice, I was starting to not be afraid to write about things like fat or bodies or whatever. So like in particular, this poem that I'm about to do, there was this guy on social media talking about like it was a plus size model, and he was like, "Ew, God, oh my God, you're gross, like nasty. Why would you do that? Like you're fat. You can't be doing that." And when you looked at her, she was killing it. Like she was amazing. He had this dress on, whatever, but he didn't like it. He was like, "You're hideous. You shouldn't be doing that." So that inspired me to write a poem based on that. And this is another one of my favorite poems that I like doing. And I'm gonna do that for you guys. Let me find it because I suck at memorizing. I do. I'm gonna work on it. This 2021. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. But anyway, so this piece is called "Don't Tell Me How to Wear My Stretch Marks" because that's what he was doing. Here we go. To the asshole on Facebook that said big girls need not to wear certain clothes, it just makes them look gross. Hashtag stay in your lane. Please, this body got road rage. I'm taking up both lanes, highways, and intersections. These curves don't give detours, boy. They give direction. See, this ain't gonna get you nowhere. Trying to use plus size insecurities to capitalize. Well, since you adore them so much, watch me crush your remedial intellect with the thunder of my thighs. You tried it. Don't come for me. I'm a gay man on steroids. I make puny pint-sized pencil dicks like you disintegrate. Watch me Shane Soon Scorpion this clown. Get over here. I'll make your soul levitate. See you featherweight like jazz with yours, but my punches don't hesitate. We can go toe for toe, blow for blow. I'm Ali with it. I know how to deal with heavyweights, so don't tell me how to wear my stretch marks. See, the runway is truly not ready for this too big of a demon. I'm no angel. My secret too much for Victoria to handle. Furthermore, I ain't never been a fan of the floral, fashionable curtains called plus size clothing, or somehow finding my way down the maternity section because they clothes just happen to look better than my options. Not to mention, our clothes get Rosa Parks pushed to the back of the store labeled it be stuff like deli or pig or I mean cow or maybe triple X and not the fun kind. I mean, I guess they need love too. Look, asshole on Facebook, I don't know who hurt you as a child, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the chunky fifth grader who had her way with your lunch money. I'm sorry for the pudgy sophomore whose self-esteem defied gravity and told you nah on prom night. And I'm really sorry if my muffin top makes you hungry. But don't tell me how to wear my stretch marks. Do you know what it's like when the body you're wearing is not the body that everyone wants to see? You know what it's like to wear suicide because your body is not the latest trend. So spare me with the just lose weight. It's like telling a drunk to put down the bottle. It's a lot harder than it seems. See, you may not like all the twists, turns, and curves in my road, but I guarantee that somebody that's willing to drive and see me, I always been a rebel. The house with no rules. Oh, so look here, hold my purse while I wear the dance floor. Excuse me while I wear him out with the lights on and watch me wear my pretty like it's the last one on the shelf. And you can wear a couple of these little fingers like they're going out of style. They're asshole on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Zoom, anything that all these young kids are on. It doesn't matter. We wear whatever we want to. And that is that. That's that piece. Yeah. Speaking of, when I said Shang Tsung, y'all see the trailer for Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like it looks good. Don't get me wrong, it looks good. Obviously it looks better from the like 1995 version. Um I don't know. I like it. I like it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Obviously, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right into my living room and watch it. I want to see it. I like it. I like it. I mean, we know the storyline. We know how it's gonna. We put all the Americans together. Okay. All right. So moving along. We're moving along. Moving along. Um, Initially, I was given 30 minutes, but I was like, ugh, I don't need 30 minutes. But I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to stretch it out. I'm trying to stretch it out. But anyway, so this next piece that I'm going to read for you guys, like I said, on my journey of writing, uh, wanting to tap into a little bit more to my surroundings. Because at first, I was just writing for slam. Like I just wanted to write for poetry slams, and poetry slams are very competitive, depending on who you're going up against. And I found myself like realizing, wait, I'm not writing about my life and what I'm going through. Like I want to tap into some deeper things, but I wasn't focused on what was actually happening in my life. I was writing things based on everybody else or trending topics, but not about me personally. And I was talking to one of my friends, Lance Newman. This is Spray Love. I don't know if y'all know him, but I was like, dude, like I need to tap into this. And he's like, yeah, you do, Reed, you do. And so this next piece in particular is called Hot Brown. And he actually hit me up. He was like, hey, I need you to write a poem about what's going on in the city. This was last year. As you all know, everything that was taking place with COVID, with Brianna, with when that took place, like it I don't know, it was like a shift. Like things just started waking up. Like people started realizing, oh, artists are out here, they're not getting the same opportunities as white artists are getting. And this poem that I wrote inspired that. So hope you guys like it. It's called Hot Brown. And if you are from Kentucky, obviously you know about them hot browns. My city has a ferocious appetite for hot browns and brown liquor. It sits high and mighty on its brown derby horse, gets full from its winnings. Brown knows it's the fickle tourist, but forgets about the black and brown bodies waiting for a seat. at the table. Even now, it still enjoys the tedious taste of Kentucky Fried segregation, but expects everyone else to find nutrients and its regurgitated integration and opportunities from its empty bluegrass palate. There never seems to be enough rations to go around, but the same people are getting fed over and over again. But I pretend like I ain't hungry though. Eat off the hearty pieces of my pride throughout the day. And I sit impatiently waiting for more diversity, inclusive crumbs to fall from the greedy mouth of some white man who don't know nothing about the seasoning in my poems. This chop house of a town knows how to hide the plate so well, I guess in hopes that we don't try to bite the hand that barely feeds us. We should have just pulled ourselves up from our bootstrap napkins and made reservations to get some scraps from somewhere, anywhere, just not there, right? At least I can always go back to my fast food desert. Not a lot of substance, but we make it stretch. You know they handing out free produce to us brown folk now. I suppose an apple a day keeps the protest away, or the poverty away, or the police away, or however that saying goes. But I like a fresh batch of greens and hot sauce with my pity. I wonder how many people do I have to serve before I get a decent meal. But never mind, no time to be selfish, because in my city, we're getting ready for Derby. We're always getting ready for Derby. And that's Hot Brown. Mm-hmm. You know what? At first, I was a little intimidated by not seeing any other people or stuff like on Zoom, but I kind of like it like this. Oh, it's just me. It's just me. Um, so I got a couple more for y'all, and then I'm going to let you go. Won't hold you hostage. All right. So this next piece is pretty short. I don't know if I know this, but I'm a black woman. I know, right? Like I identify as a black woman, and so also in the midst of me tapping into more of my poetry, I started writing shorter poems, haikus, and just sonnets, different things that I felt like it doesn't have to be a big, long, drawn out poem. It can just be something small and that's intimate to me and means something to me. Um, and this is what this poem is next. I'm about to read. It's called Black Eggs. I told you all my poems black as fuck. So, okay, Black Eggs. This morning, I woke up in the shell of a black woman, hard boiled, slightly cracked. Nothing is ever over easy, mostly scrambled. I try to find the sunny side up of things, but hell, I'm just trying to make it through breakfast. I feel fragile this morning. I feel the yoke of my sanity fleeting quickly. He expects a hot meal on the table, but doesn't bring home the bacon. Honey, I got to say it again. I feel fragile this morning. I feel the yoke of my sanity fleeting quickly. He expects a hot meal on the table, but doesn't bring home the bacon. This makes me sizzle on the inside. I smile, nod, and take a sip of my heavy on the sugar cream with a little coffee. It's the only thing sweet about today. Child. That spoke to me. That's my own words. They hit me in my chest. Because sometimes these people be out of line. I don't know if you all can identify with me, but there are these people, these partners have expectations. Anyway, did I mention I'm a black woman? Okay, I'm loud as well. I'm a loud, sassy black woman. All right, okay. I really enjoy myself, guys. I really am. This is nice. So, you from time to time, you might hear a little loud person in the background, I tried to have her out with her dad in the living room, but she's just like banging on the door to try to get to get in this room to see what I'm doing. She's 2 years old. I just happen to live here and pay the bill so she can control us. So that's that. All right. So okay. So also too, I didn't say this, but I just really wanted to talk about me as a poet. But so I am the creator of Lipstick Wars Poetry Slam. Lipstick Wars is a platform created to give a voice to all women and girls, trans, non-binary, through the art, non-binary folks through the art of slam poetry. When I started out slam, one of the things that I noticed was that the woman presence was not as strong. Don't get me wrong, there are women poets out here doing it, whatever, but when it slam, it wasn't like that. Like it was dominated by men, and a lot of times I found myself going to these spaces. Keep in mind, I was still winning, but that's neither here nor there. But I'll be in these spaces, and I noticed a lot of times that the the men sometimes would say little comments like, "Oh man, another woman poem, another angry or bitter woman poem, let alone black. Oh, another angry black woman poem." And I just remember thinking to myself, like, man, I just want a platform or a space to where I can say whatever I want without feeling some type of way, without feeling like I have to write poems to not make other people uncomfortable. Like if I feel like this, I wonder if there's other women who feel like being in a space where you don't have to, um, you know, control your words because you're coming off as a bitter woman or angry woman or whatever. Like, and if I am angry, so be it. You're gonna eat this poem. Okay, next. Um, but in the process of that, Lipstick Wars was created. I had got to I had performed. Well, actually, I got to compete in a competition in New York, in Brooklyn, in 2016. It was called Women of the World Poetry Slam, and I was around women that were just like killing it, and it just really inspired me to come back home to Louisville and bring something like this here because I felt like, man, we need this here. I ranked 6th too. Just throw that out there. It was like 100 women. I came in 6th place. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It happened a long time ago. But anyway, so yeah, but Lipstick Wars is about uplifting women, uplifting girls, just giving you that space to be whoever the hell you want to be. And this poem that I'm about to do, it's reference to that. It also speaks a lot about the poetry, the kind of poetry that I do. And yeah, it's called For the Girls. The poem's up. Okay. Okay. In 2017, Cosmopolitan released an article written by Michael Sebastian titled 30 Times Donald Trump Has Been Completely Insulting to Women. In all of his Megyn Kelly glory, I questioned myself, since when did being a woman become only a curse and not gift? Like, we ain't on the front lines fighting with you. Like, we haven't always been your backbone. Like, we ain't raised your children. Like, we haven't received half the pay for doing all of the work. It is in this moment I'm reminded that his hands, I'm sure, aren't the only thing tiny about him. And it is also in this moment I'm reminded that my daughter and your daughter will one day have to stomach the undesirable bland taste of mediocrity and misogyny from boys in training that grow into men just like him. So this poem is for the girls. For the girls that know how to bend, to expand, to stretch beyond to the limit through all of the obstacles of life without ever breaking. For the girls that break all the rules and damn it to hell the consequences. For the girls that purposely degrade their IQs just to make you feel smarter about yourself. For the girls who know how to make 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread last a week. For the girls who are feminists. For the girls who talk with a mouthful of attitude, talk like they necks broken, like ratchet be their native tongue. For the girls who are waiting for marriage. And for the girls that just want a one night stand. For the girls who are the melody in everybody's song. For the girls who are Princess Tiana on Monday and Rapunzel on a Tuesday. For the girls who get invited to more funerals than baby showers, to more funerals than graduations, to more funerals and more funerals that they are late to their own funeral. For the girls who gave a description of the clothes they were wearing first before they described the culprit. For the girls who graduated school early. And for the girls that dropped out to take care of their families. For the girls whose innocence was stolen and you didn't even feel guilty about it when you took it. For the girls who turned their bodies into caskets and are burdened to feel like the walking dead for eternity. This poem is for you. For the girls that are surrounded by ignorant black men who make your lives harder, spit on you and call you slave because they prefer the slave master's daughter. This poem is for you. For the girls whose bodies will be heard before the words out of their mouths are even listened to. For the girls who wear hijabs. For the girls who dress up rainbows and spit out skittles. For the girls who became mothers before they became women. For the girls who searched for father figures in men because your daddy wasn't there like he said he'd be. For the girls locked up behind bars and have become just another memory on our timelines. For the girls who can't fall asleep, they are too busy staying woke and refuse to fall into the sunken places. For the girls that carry hot sauce in their purse when mace isn't enough. For the girls who are ashamed of their darkest night raven complexions. Don't you know you got the moon and stars in your skin? You better let them see you shine. For the girls who are ashamed of their brightest 10 suns complexion. Girl, don't you know the sun ain't nothing but a big star? You better let them see you shine. For the girls who are flawed and not flawless and still have the audacity. For the girls like my daughter that will one day become women, for the women that will one day become legends and magicians, for the human beings that woke up held hostage in a body that does not identify with the woman inside you were born to be, for the Harriets, for the Fridas, the Asadas, for the Angelas, for the Corettas, and for the Big Mamas. This poem is for you. For the days when your womanhood will be held, for the days when your womanhood will be in question, remember the flame that burns deep within your belly, that you are powerful and dangerous at the same time, but he chooses to treat you like an appetizer. Remember, it was you that brought home the bacon. I stayed talking about bringing home some bacon and made the whole damn meal anyway. Be the beacon of hope, a loud voice for the woman who's too afraid to speak her truth. Continue fighting for the woman and girls hiding in the shadows. Fight even when the brass in your knuckle has turned into rubber, even when you are bloodied and bruised, because unfortunately, a woman's work is never done. So it is in this moment that I am reminded that being a woman is always all gift and only a curse to those who can't handle it. So that's that piece. I haven't read that in a while. I haven't read it since, yeah, it's been a minute since I read that early last year. I like that poem. I like that poem. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So, I'm gonna do this last poem for you guys, and then that's it. So before I do that, you all, you can follow me. You can follow me at Rheonna Nicole, RheonnaNicole, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but not like that. But if that's what you want, you can follow me there too. And next weekend is the first event for Lipstick Wars. It's an erotic poetry slam. Yeah, I know, right? So um, I still got some tickets for that. I don't do erotic poetry. That's not necessarily my thing. But Robin G, I hit up Robin G last year, like around October, and somebody was like, "I want to see Lipstick Wars, but like a nasty Lipstick Wars." Yeah, no, that's not my thing. But I feel like there's a crowd for it. So our first event is an erotic poetry slam. It's going to be next weekend on Sunday. If you're interested in going, hit me up. But outside of that, we got the next few months. We're working on some like really cool events. Like I got a whole "I hate you so much" right now slam. Like I'm really like trying to do some things here. And we got Lipstick Wars University that's going to be coming back more into probably the summer. And then we got a couple more smaller Lipstick Wars that I'm doing. I got some things that I'm doing with some poets from out of town that are, I don't know what it's going to look like for COVID, but we'll see what happens. And then obviously the bigger Lipstick Wars. I don't know, guys. It was supposed to be at the Louisville Palace. Again, depending on COVID, we'll see what happens. But if not, I'm trying to think out the box and maybe do Lipstick Wars outside. So we'll see. So anyway, this last poem that I'm going to do, again, I mentioned Breonna Taylor. And I always think to myself, like, man, that could have been you. It could have been me. And this poem is dedicated to her. Um, it's dedicated to her. So obviously still feel some type of way about it. But yeah, I'm going to say this piece and then I am done. It's called Black Girl Inferno. And I hope you all like it. And if you don't, keep it to yourself. Yeah, that's that. Malcolm told him that the most disrespected person in America be me. So tell me, where's the lie? They've been burning us at the stake for years, but this time we will resurrect from the ashes, full of combustion, ready to set you ablaze and watch us dance in the fire. Collect your bones and teeth. Watch me cast a spell on your trust fund. Remove food from the mouths of your privileged sons and daughters. Bring back the angry spirits of slave women and crack babies from the 80s to hunt your mansions and country clubs. But you don't like that kind of sorcery, that kind of magic. Only the kind where a fragile white boy with glasses and his two friends save the world, or a fragile white boy with a ring and his three friends save the world, or a fragile white man with a utility belt and his four friends save the world. But turn a blind eye to the kind of magic where 64,000 black women and girls disappear in front of an audience and no one around asks for an encore. I guess a magician never reveals their secrets. So what a girl to do with all this power? How am I too much but never enough in the same sentence? A white woman asked me once if I was a magical feminist. Was I not made to be one? I'd be on the front lines for everyone else's protest and war, but where are your battle scars for my fight? I heard a black man say once, I like my coffee like my women, black and bitter. And he yelled out a cackle from the back of his throat. And ironically, I watched this black huntsman grab his Snow White by the waist while I dwarfed down in size to make them feel comfortable. Just to show this fool that I ain't dopey or grumpy or even bashful. But damn it, if I still ain't a bitter black witch. Because Black Lives Matter or black men matter more. But word to your mama, it was the black life that made you. Do we not disappear in front of an empty audience enough for you? They keep burning us at the stake. They've been burning us at the stake for years. They don't understand this kind of sorcery, this kind of voodoo. How you work and twerk? How you corporate in Compton? How you mama in Millie rocking? How you lace front in locking? If I had a dime for every time. They don't understand how you survived. Didn't we just kill you? My ancestors won't let me rest. Too much vibranium in my blood because We don't die, we multiply. Cut off my head and watch another Maya, Tony, Azora take my place because I love that my blackness chooses me. Because I proudly wear my classy, rich, ratchet, and bougie. This honey child ain't no man-made silicone or ball persona. This is a language you can't learn. We speak authentic joy, pain, survival, and trauma. Fluent in Meg the Stallion and Michelle Obama. So talk to me nice. Don't you know I'll cast a spell on you? Don't you know you alive now because your granny cashing all her prayers in you? We are tired of asking for respect that's been due. No more questions, just demands. So you can either kumbaya with me and catch the sage, or you can try me, bitch, and catch these hands. We break bread over the forgotten and drink the blood at the Last Supper. So do this in remembrance of them, in remembrance of Brianna, Sandra, Tanisha, Miriam, Corinne, and the women whose names we will never know. Lock arms, sisters, and cover ourselves in the last words of Fannie Lou Hamer in Asada. But remember, if they kill us, if they still kill us, turn this shit into a disco inferno and light the roof, the roof on fire. Cause we don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn, baby. Burn. I love name drops. I love putting names in my poem, listing names. I love it. But anyway, that was my final piece that I decided to do for you all tonight. It has been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's almost my bedtime. So thank you so much for having me. You guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
So thank you. I was saying something, but my mic wasn't on. So thank you so much for dropping all of that on us today.
Yeah.
If anyone who's still with us has any kind of questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the chat as we just kind of hang out for the next little while. So Jamie and I like thought up some kind of questions, but like something I'm really curious about is how do people judge poetry competitions? Because so like like we play guitar and we have all sorts of feelings about competitions. So I want to know like what what's that like?
Well, so the what you're supposed to do is pick five random people in the audience, preferably people who've never been to slams, people who don't necessarily listen to poetry, um, and just five random people, and they just judge it accordingly to how they're feeling. That's it. Like there's no method to that madness. It is just, man, that poem about your dad leaving you, that really hit me because my dad left me too. Or that poem about um, being abused, or that poem about depression that really spoke to me. I'm giving it a 10. And to other people, the audience, they can be like, "Oh my god, that poem was trash." But the judges, I mean, it's just that's how they base it. Just everything based off of their feelings. That's it. You could have put your soul in that poem, and they 5. That's it.
Oh, oh
So
wow.
that's how they
Okay.
do it.
I had no idea that it was just like that. I want to put that into practice in other places, but we'll move on. I wanted to ask you like about performing as a poet, as an artist. When did you start performing your poetry? Is it something that, I mean, you're here with us, so I assume that you enjoy it, but like what is that process like for you? And is this the only thing that you've ever performed, or are you a musician as well? And did you do that? So
Well, I actually used to play band. I play band. I used to be in the band in school for like in middle school. all through middle school, I was in band. Um, First chair, clarinet, woodwind section. Anyway, outside of that, I started performing. Uh, I've always been like somebody who didn't mind performing or doing something like that. But I just kind of got away from it because like being an adult, just stuff happens or whatever. So you just leave it. You got to work and whatnot. So but I'd say I actually really started getting into it like maybe 2013. Um, I started performing, and I've always liked being theatrical. Like I used to be in plays and stuff, and so I just combined it with something that I really love doing, and yeah, and I like performing. I want to get better at it. Like uh, I get judged all the time for not memorizing my poems, but like memorizing poems and taking workshops and stuff, eventually you get better and um, just love doing it. For me, I think one of the things that stood out to me was when after I did like some federal poem that I did, and a girl came up to me and she's like, I've really just been battling with my weight and stuff, but that poem you did, it really spoke to me. And I was like, huh, I think I might be onto something. So that it just stood out to me. So I always just really loved performing poems. Yeah, it was fun, but just over the years, I kind of got lost with doing lipstick war stuff, but I kind of got away from it. So this was refreshing. I needed that.
So since you don't memorize as often, maybe and don't worry, I understand the judgment of not memorizing a thing that you
They be judging
perform.
me
So,
hard.
yeah. Um, how? Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, how much improvisation is in your poems, if any at all? Like, if
Um,
do you have it written and then you're like you have a line that's like insert something funny here and then just like move on to the rest, or is it all written out?
no, it's like I got all the poems up here. And open tabs up here. But sometimes like if I forget something, you can throw something in there, especially if you said it a lot of times, or if it's a topic about I don't know pizza. You know what I'm saying? You can throw something in there, and because you're familiar, you're familiar with it, so a lot of times too, the audience doesn't even know that you just threw some stuff in there that you were just freestyling, a whole poem. And but for me, like that works when I'm writing poems. Like a lot of times I just start saying stuff, but yeah, that I think that works when you are very familiar with the topic of the poem and you can just throw something in there. So
Okay. I
yeah.
think Jamie wanted to talk to you about lipstick wars since I know he's like a little bit more familiar with that because he lives way closer than I do at the moment. So
Yeah, I was going to, but then you kind of covered everything that I was thinking about, and that was great. But so you do have like a place where we can find out like more about lipstick wars. Like I know that there's a Facebook page, right? But what's the best way for like people who are
Well,
interested?
for right now, it would be on social media, on Facebook or Instagram. I literally am getting my new website created for Lipstick Wars. Uh, so I'm putting a whole bunch of more engaging things on this website. But for right now, you can literally just go onto Facebook and get all the information that you need, or you can hit me up. So,
And
or yeah, social media or email lipstickwarspoetry@gmail.com for some questions or support, whatever.
and for everyone listening, the erotic event, is this weekend, right?
It is on the 28th. It is Sunday, February the 28th. at 7 p.m.
I have put that in our little chat.
Thank
Nabbed it. So I promise we didn't plan this, but I'm getting excited to talk about things such as the next topic with artists such as yourself. And what I mean by we didn't plan this is that I realized earlier today's Toni Morrison's birthday. And one of the things that I really admire about her is how honest she's been in her career about how much it sucks being an artist while working and like having a job. And I know I've like heard in interviews or whatever that she would wake up at like 4 a.m. to write and do all this crazy stuff. So as an artist yourself, who I know has a job, and we're both artists with full-time jobs over here, what is your process for juggling writing and doing your art with having to work?
I would say the way the bills are set up, I'm just kind of juggling. Well, like, yeah, there was a post that I actually got from one of my friends on Facebook, and it said the top 5 non-essential jobs, and artist was the number one. And I was just like, really, really, um, man. It just made me think like, what the hell am I even doing this for? But I think for me, I realized like the passion. It's the passion for it. There's people I've seen people that kind of juggle, especially during quarantine last year. A lot of people juggled from, oh, I'm a poet now this week, or I'm a singer this week, or I'm a like, no, you're not an artist. Don't do that. Don't, like you're not an artist. Don't try to join the bandwagon. But for me, it's like I realize like I'm being passionate about it, and I always come back around to it. Working a regular 9 to 5, like yeah, it's job security, or I mean, yeah, it's paying the bills, but I will never be content with it because for me, performing these poems, writing these poems at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, or just sitting in my car for hours at a time because I have to get this poem out. Like for me, I'm always going to be passionate about it. But one of the things too that helps me, because last year I quit my job, and because I was like, I'm going to be an artist full time. I had this whole plan and everything. But then COVID came and it like just shitted on my plans. But one of the things that I did that I started doing more research on was applying for grants. I got a lot of funding for Lipstick Wars, and within that, I would get like stipends or whatever through that. But actually, as my own self as being an artist, I started applying for grants, and I was pretty successful with getting them. Uh, I got a grant from like Creative Capital, and
That's a good one.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's hard to tell. Like I want to I want that big one. I want the big business. But
We do
All
too. We
three
know
of us
exactly what you're
do.
talking about.
man, but there's another grant. Is an artist relief. I can't. I want to find the name, but I can't. I'll wait. But anyway, it's like there's like a lot of artist relief grants that were coming out, and one of my favorite organizations, Kentucky Foundation for Women. I love them. They always, they have a grant out right now that's due March the 5th. If there's somebody listening that wants to try to apply for it, it's the Artist Enrichment Grant. But so I was getting these grants, and there would be $5,000 here, 7,500 here, 1,000 here, that. But like that's what I was using to survive that whole last year, and oh, and also like it tapping into the business side of being an artist. A lot of times, I think we just kind of get lost in being an artist and creating that you forget. Wait, okay, if I'm gonna function, if I'm gonna, you know, make money from this, I need to start thinking even more out the box. So doing stuff like Lipstick Wars University or selling notebooks, creating like anything. So that is what I was using to help me survive and try to conquer this thing called an artist career.
And when I can only speak for myself, of course, but I think from knowing Siad very well, she feels the same way sometimes, and I imagine this is for other people too. But like, I know sometimes we do our jobs, or whatever, we're cobbling together artist life, and then we're like, holy shit, I now have to practice too, or like I have to go write, and I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to lay down. What do you have like a? Do you have like an art hack for how you manage to like jumpstart getting through, or is it just like, man, I gotta write today?
Yeah, nah, it's that. It's literally that. Because I man, you know how everybody always wants you to do stuff for free,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
but when that one gig, that one contract that comes along, and they want to pay you, like it could be I don't know. Hey, Rheonna, can you have a poem for us by the 28th? I don't get inspired until the 27th. Like that's my thing. That's my thing. I'm trying to get better at it, but like I just have to be in the mind, the mind, the whole space. I just need to be in the right mind space to do it. Um, it's something that I love doing, but it just when it comes to stuff like that, like okay. But I don't want to let go of the fun part. When I realize it stops being fun, then there's a problem. But yeah, I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to start doing things a little bit more like knocking them out before, or even like I told myself I was gonna start writing poems, just have poems for different occasions so I can just have something ready to go. I don't know.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, unless Siad has anything else, as you were saying earlier, Rheonna, it's my bedtime as well, so we don't want to keep everyone too long. But I hope that the other artists on the series have realized how high the bar has been set for them, because you're going to be a tough act to follow. I think Siad and I were kind of messaging each other during your reading, and I think you've been an exemplary example and inspiration for what a performing artist should be. And I think we can promise this will not be the last duo Charango, Rheonna Nicole collab.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
So we're
love
very
it.
thankful, and we cannot wait to hear more from you in the future. So thank you so much, and thank you
Thank you
everyone for
guys.
listening.
Thank you.